Alrighty guys, can you hear me at all? Let me know. Give me one of those thumbs up. Let me know if you can hear me, or I will sing all night. Nice. Alright, thank you so much, TK. So now we're going to get some chill vibes going, because I couldn't do that at the same time. Yeah, nice. What's up, John H? So, there we go. Let's get some fat vibes going. Can you guys hear the song playing? Oh, well, I put the code in completely incorrectly for my live chat, but I don't care. At least we can all see it. I'll keep singing, Rex. Hey, so did everybody here happen to see that dumb skit that I made yesterday? I'm so curious. Ooh, this music's loud. There we go, there we go. Yeah, Dale. Tonight was maybe a failed tonight was a failed stream for gaming. You know, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do game streaming, and perhaps what I need to do is just not even worry about having OBS up or anything and just do it direct from Steam. Yeah, nice, cool. Yeah, I call this stuff chill wave. I make a lot of music like this, TK. Me and my buddy Mike, we're actually working on a bunch of music like this together. A, so I can use it on my channel legally, and then B, because it's wicked fun to make. I love this kind of stuff. I think maybe this might be an Eckhart's Ladder song that he gave me. I'm not sure. I just kind of made a playlist. There's another. Nice. I'm glad that you saw it. And Dale, thanks. Yeah, that was so fun to do that dumb voice. The like, JJ. It was so intense. I had to do like a billion takes because I just kept laughing as I was making it. Apparently you have to re-like the video. I'm down for some TFA 2 Force Boogaloo. The Force Unleashed is definitely Force Unleashed is definitely one of the best Star Wars. Yeah, to be honest, like, so I played a lot of it just to like get a feel for it, Thomas, and I have to say, I like it more than Battlefront. I'm being completely honest, and I'm not throwing shade at Battlefront or EA or anything, whatever. But yeah, to me, it's just funner to play. I don't know. I think the graphics in Battlefront 2 is really, really fantastic. They look fantastic. They're amazing. Everything that like cinematic or Battlefront captures. I can't remember what that channel is. Cinematic captures. Whatever he does with that in-camera thing with Battlefront 2, it's fantastic. But aesthetically, you know, I feel like that's kind of mostly all that it has. And the other thing too is when I'm playing a game, like, so this is technically the cinematic captures, that's his name, or the name of the channel. This is the first time really in like 10 years. You know, my son was born and I hadn't played games in about like 10 years, right? Because I had been just hustling as a video guy, doing all this stuff, always writing, always making music, stopped playing video games. I had a PlayStation 2 just sitting there. And then last year, my son was born, or 2 years ago, I found I was going to be having a son. And I just bought a PS4 because I was like, well, I'm going to be at home a lot, so why not just buy another console and get back into it? And I got Battlefront from 2015 because it was like $3 at that point or something wicked cheap. And then I got Battlefront 2 the second it came out, and I probably should have waited because it cost way too much money. And it was so fun to play, but once you get through the narrative, which is what I played first, I was like, really? That's it? Dang. Yeah, same with me. There's another. That's why I hope Fallen Order is something like similar to what I was just doing. I like the Force Unleashed feels like I'm in Star Wars when I'm playing it. The other one, it's you know, whatever. If I was playing online all the time, I'm sure I would really, really enjoy it. Oh, Stuart, good night, man. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with my funky stream tonight. I was gonna post a video tonight about my thoughts on Resistance, but it probably is gonna go out tomorrow night. I think now. It'd be interesting seeing how much time I have to do some of these big videos. I got a lot of stuff coming up for videos. TK, you know what? I've never actually played the original Battlefront. I've watched it. I think I watched Greedo stream it. Hey, what's up? Waves. I always say your name wrong. Oh, nice. You know what? I never went to the GWS stream. I missed it. I don't even know, like, when... Do they have, like, a schedule? I need to do another collab with them. It's been so long. I know mine's, like, every Sunday at 4. I'm trying to figure out if that's, like, the best for everybody, to be honest, just because so many people are, like, from different parts of the world, and trying to organize a stream where I can get the most people that are sub to me in it is kind of tough. How goes the anti-clickbait league? Dude, it's going. What was I gonna say? Rex Smith, always such blasphemy reading the old Star Wars games. Tell me you played at least KOTOR 1 and 2, right? I've definitely sort of played KOTOR 1. I've never played KOTOR 2. So my buddy that's in Bigwig, my buddy Paul, I was talking to him today. I showed him the skit with JJ and Bob, and he like shit his pants. It was so funny. He's like, dude, I butt dialed you because I laughed so hard, which is the funniest text I could have gotten. And he is like obsessed with Star Wars, like savant like, if that makes sense. And like, I love his passion. He plays all those games. He has everything. He has a whole freaking hard drive full of like every possible comic that came out, all the movies, photos, all this stuff, and all like the GOGs. So like everything that he had that ever existed for Star Wars, he has. And it's crazy, right? And I used to watch him play KOTOR a lot because he was really good. But yeah, for like the last 10 years or so, I never really did much Star Wars gaming or anything. Like the most gaming I did was playing chess. I got really into chess. Oh, I appreciate it, Dale. No worries. It's a late stream. I'm sure not many people are hanging out. Oh, no worries, TK. Oh, TK, if you're sub to EC Henry, check out what he did today on the AT-AT Walker. I thought that was a pretty good video. Oh, JX, yeah, I think I've seen pretty much everything of the KOTOR films that like the completely amalgamated films on YouTube. And I think I watched those all a couple years ago because I was so hyped to see The Force Awakens, that like I wanted to just like ingest as much Star Wars stuff again before I went to go watch the film. And like I watched everything. Yeah, good night, Dale. Thanks for hanging out, man. There's a lot of letters in there. It's crazy, right? There's only what? So yeah, there's only 2 EA Star Wars games, right? And then I was looking at the list of all the LucasArts stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many games. I'm like looking at like Republic Commando or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this looks actually pretty cool. And I thought about maybe buying that, but I went on like such a little splurge buying like games on Steam once I downloaded it, and it's been fun playing, not streaming, just me doing whatever I'm doing. And hopefully it will work soon, but you know, yeah, I really love Steam. It's really fun to finally get back into playing games. It's I'm not great at them. I have, you know, because I'm dusting off the mind and the hands and working out the kinks. But what is my favorite pilot season Star Wars anime shows? Ooh, good question. That's gonna be part of my script, but I guess I can spill the beans on pilot season for Star Wars animated. I'd rather watch the stream. Is it easy? It's EC, like the letters E and C, and then HENRY. But yeah, he has a really good channel. I'm doing I'm editing something for like Battle of the Dreadnoughts that Eckhart and him created, helping them out do something. So what is my favorite pilot season of Star Wars animated show? Clone Wars, Rebels, or Resistance? as far as, I mean, it's hard to not factor in how new everything was, but I have to say Resistance had the most solid intro to a season. Like the first season for Resistance is ramped up really well. I still think a lot of things were kind of, I still think some things were a little silly and slapsticky, which is, you know, it's a younger audience. I get it. So for me, it was fine. But I really loved a lot about it. I love that they actually didn't even do the Force. There was no Force involved, except for like the mention of Kylo Ren. I thought that Von Reg and Pyre and like the way they introduced more aspects of the First Order was really cool. Sure, they were props essentially, like Phasma was really just a prop again, but it's cool to see more happenings going on. And in that regard, it was really great to me to see this thing start off goofy, you know, have a couple tense episodes, and every time the First Order's in an episode, you're like, yeah, this is fantastic. But other than that, I just feel like the last like 5 episodes were unbelievable, and the last 2 were like a movie. Those last 2 episodes of Resistance should never have been split, ever. It should have been like an hour or whatever. Exactly, TK. I commented on this video. I was like, I have been summoned. And I was like, I walked very slow. But yeah, his content's really cool. Yeah, there's another. I mean, at this point, oh, Twisted Jedi is live. Or maybe that went over. Maybe that went up a while ago. That dude's he has a great channel. I like Twisted Jedi. Really good gamer. I just like that this season was so contained. Like Rebels was everywhere their first season. It was serious, then it wasn't. And then they were this planet or this planet, and blah, 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 blah. A lot of things happened. I loved that Resistance. Yeah, sure, Poe and Kaz go on a few missions, but it's on the Colossus. You're just there. You learn about the ins and outs of living on that platform. And then when it came out of the water to reveal it was the Sun Crusher ship, which somebody told me that's what the name was, I like wanted to cry at how beautiful it looked. Like, I loved the design of that ship. I think I watched it like yeah, JX. I just saw that pop up. I'm like, what do I do? do I open his stream in another window? Yeah, his channel's great. Yeah, I watched like his top 5 heroes. There was a top 10 heroes this morning. And I don't play Star Wars tabletop games. Although there was one, I think Eckhart's Ladder is sponsored by a game that I thought looked really cool because it had H.P. Lovecraft beasts in it or something like that. And I was like, that could be something I'd be interested in. And some of the ships kind of reminded me of like Battlestar Galactica and stuff. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, is that what it is? On my alert saying Jedi playing with subs, the Twisted Jedi is live. Oh man. And from what Eckhart's Ladder said about the First Order Dreadnought, who do you think would win? An Imperial Dreadnought or a First Order Dreadnought? Good question. Let me consult some specs. You're gonna hear me type a little bit. Dude, Screen Rant's pitch. Dude, I love Ryan George. Ryan George is a genius. I just saw Brandon's message in his DMs that Mark Hamill replied. That's so funny. Hold on a second though. So let me look at a. So I just need. Usually I let my. What class are we talking? Can we get specific? How specific are we getting? Are we going like Harrower class Dreadnought? I mean, the First Order Dreadnought is kind of just like a giant pizza in space, or a pizza slice. And while I think it's there's another. Yeah, I am a cat actually. I'm the first cat turned human. I evolved so quick, they didn't know what to do. So here I am. The AT-AT chat is a cat. Yeah, I don't know. I think compared to the Manator V-Class Siege Dreadnought, that was like the one that's in The Last Jedi. Theoretically, the firepower on that's unbelievable, but Poe Dameron essentially wiped out everything on it. Like all its cannons and everything. Just you know, in general, the way that like those kind of ship Star Destroyers, Dreadnoughts are designed, it just sort of makes it's like funky the way they're designed because they're so exposed to like blaster fire or turbo lasers and stuff. AT-AT cat, yeah. Oh, dude, I'll have a cat cam maybe in some stream, and that'll be the AT-AT cat. I'll film my cat. Have you played FFGR? No, I actually have not. Rex Smith, I haven't played that. Oh wait, JXE. Also, if you ever wanted to see what happens when Drunk Me makes an edit out of The Last Jedi out of spite, I recommend checking out Firemerc Studios' website. That's hilarious. I will. I'll check that out. You know what I do think is honestly the best. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. It was an image of like. It was an image of all the destroyers. Here we go. Now I'm on Pinterest. Oh boy. So let's. Why it says 4,000 pixels, but it's definitely not. So. I guess if it's the Executor class, and then you put that up against the big pizza pie in the sky from The Last Jedi, I bet that could go toe to toe. In regards to the others, probably not. It'd have to be Eclipse class or something insanely large. No, Pinterest. This is too much, guys. Oh my god, there's so much on Pinterest. There's so much graphics. Have I thought of working with Star Wars Theory? You know, I don't know. I bet he actually is pretty sour on me, to be frank. Because my review of his film, I think a lot of people took it as me just like hating him, and I was like, as a guy that edits, I'm just a little more critical because I work in the industry, so I look at things with that eyeball, and I can't hold back. I have no filter really. I'm brutally honest, but you know, I try to remain nice and give positives where I think things work. And I think half of what he could accomplish with this film was fantastic. Costume, the costume designs and the people that actually were part of his film, they like nailed what they were doing. I thought the Emperor was a little egregious, but really well done in terms of performance. I thought Darth Vader's voice was perfect. The guy that played the voice, I don't know if it was the guy inside the suit or somebody else doing the voice, I can't remember. Perfect. The only thing that kind of made me like, ugh, I don't know if I really like enjoy this as much as some other films, and this is what sort of everybody started bitching about on my channel, I guess, because like they thought I was just completely crapping on them. I didn't like how things were framed. I'm a person that believes, since I work, you know, doing commercials and some documentary stuff, I like being brought into a story, and I felt like the way that the short film was edited, you like started really close up everywhere, so you had like really no sense of space, you had no sense of where you were, and so much stuff was happening, but the visual effects were like amazing. So it's hard to say. It's like he's really good at what he's trying to do, and I think he's making part 2. And I did talk to his director once, like saying like, you know, good job, like that's oh, no worries, there's another. I'm probably gonna be getting off in like 15 minutes here anyways. But yeah, I feel like he's gonna learn a lot from that first one that he did, and then he's gonna, you know, make a banger for a part 2. There's a lot that was really good about his first short film. But yeah, that's about it. You know, good try. My favorite short film though has probably got to be Odyssey, I think, or like Bucketheads. Those two. Good question. Do you think we'll see the supremacy? I gotta be honest. I was like, this is a pretty cool design, but the practicality of it and like everything, I was like, well, it's exploded. To have two of them would be kind of wacky to me. I think it getting sliced in half is sort of important to the fracturing of the First Order. So I do hope that what happened with the Haldo maneuver, as they call it, really affected the First Order's fleet. And I would kind of feel, yeah, TK, Bucketheads is amazing. And I don't know if you guys saw, there's another Kenobi movie trying to be crowdfunded right now, which I'm going to definitely donate some money to. You guys should too. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. You know what? You don't have to do it, but if you want to, you can. I believe Girls with Sabers shared it on Twitter. Wayfair, Star Wars fan film is like a Civil War to me. I loved it at first because of the hype, nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, it's better than what I could make. I don't have an ability to make that kind of a film. It just wasn't my kind of thing. Have I listened to Rian Johnson's commentary on The Last Jedi, specifically his words on Snoke? Honestly, I did. When I first got the Blu-ray, what did I do? I first logged in and watched the movie that was the music only version, which is amazing. And for people that don't like it, I get it. But for those of you that do like The Last Jedi, definitely try to get a version that's score only and watch it. Grab a beer or whatever, just sit down and chill and listen to the way the music ebbs and flows and how it cuts, and you will learn so much about movie making just watching that. It's insane how precise everything is in The Last Jedi. I wish that they did that for The Force Awakens too. That would have been so cool. And I'm not saying The Force Awakens 2 like my skit. I'm just saying TOO. But I did I did watch the documentary a lot. The Director and the Jedi is hands down the best documentary on filmmaking that exists. It's so accurate to the process and the anxieties. Like that scene or where Rian Johnson sort of is having like a little bit of a panic attack about like the script in the movie, I thought was so good, because it shows that, like, you know, people talk like he wants to, you know, destroy the fandom with his stuff. I don't think so. I think he honestly wanted to do the best he could do, and you know, seeing him worked up in the documentary was really interesting. But watching him, the only weird thing about that documentary is when he's watching Daisy Ridley like train, he's like, I don't know, he just looks really creepy in that moment. But other than that, the whole documentary was so good. If you are filmmakers, I highly suggest that you guys watch it. But the other thing too is RJ's commentary, I feel like he didn't, I feel like when I first watched it, he almost didn't have too much to say. He seemed a little laid back with his commentary. Was there something specific that JX that you wanted to that like happened during his thing about Snoke that you wanted to say? Because I actually don't remember. I mean, in regards to Snoke, I'm never gonna worry about that he got killed. You know, it's whatever. Snoke died. It's whatever. I liked it. It worked for me, and I never really got hung up on the who is Snoke theory stuff. So that's just me. Oh yeah, Director and the Jedi is freaking awesome. Second only to 20 plus hours of behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's so much BTS for Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that's what I heard. Or I remember they said the Amethyst Blade, right? That's what they mentioned, or the Stormtrooper mentioned, the Clone Trooper. I would love it if Mace Windu survived in canon. I think I'd be completely cool with it. Would everybody else? I don't know. I mean, I like Mace Windu on paper. He uses a pod, Form 7, right? He's arguably maybe the most violently and aggressive, powerful Jedi. Like, he went toe-to-toe with Palpatine. The only reason he got killed is because his arm got cut off, and that was it. Um, yeah, had that not happened, I think he would have sliced and diced up old Palpy. I have not seen the new Toy Story trailer. I really do think that I really do think that Toy Story is a great franchise. I thought the third one was pretty good. I'm surprised they're making a fourth, but I'll go watch it if I can. I still haven't been able to see Captain Marvel because of my, you know, we were dealing with like not sleeping for the last couple of days, so we've just been catching up on sleep. But I still want to see that too. I need to go to the movies. It's been so long. Knighthood. I need to know why he's the key to this whole trilogy. See, I don't think he's the key to anything. I think the key to this whole trilogy is Kylo Ren's inner conflict. That little sketchy thing that he said, that cryptic message where he was like, there's been something that the trilogy's been aiming towards between the last two films. I think that's the lead through line. That's the thread through all three. It's going to be something about him specifically. And it's just like, you know, there's a different villain in every prequel movie, right? You got Maul, and then you got Dooku, and then you got Dooku getting his head cut off, and then you got Grievous. So like, I don't know. I'd pay more. I don't tend to really worry about the nefarious foes because it's really about how the people that are the main characters deal with those foes. At least that's how I kind of look at it. But then again, you know, if people really wanted Snoke to be something, I could sort of get why they feel a little disappointed that, like, oh, it seemed like he was going to be like a celestial, or he was going to be the father, an old Jedi. Yeah, you know, I agree. But Knighthood, I think it's bigger than that. I think Snoke preyed on Kylo because he saw the conflict that already existed. I think he's just like a little like predator, little child predator. I think if anything, what's going to happen in 9 is we're going to get a little more enlightened scene exposition or some sort of stuff going on where it's like showing Ben as a young kid, hopefully like in like flashbacks maybe. Like I think this is going to be a pretty bonkers film to show a lot about Ben, and I feel like the conflict in him has to do specifically to me with abandonment. He was like just given away to his uncle Luke, that who knows if he even knew him, right? If we knew him that well. Just left alone. His parents gave him away. In all the books, they talk about Kylo overhearing his parents talking about him, saying that he's like a kind of a monster, or they're scared of him. And I think something like that happening from such a young age would be completely devastating to a child. And then just to be dropped off on an island, or my educated guess is that maybe Luke was on Lothal. That's like my headcanon. I think Luke was on Lothal, and when or Lothal for some other people, that they call it Lothal. I don't know, but I think he was there, got dropped off, probably was like a little resentful, was learning how to use the Force, and then finally another father figure turned on him in his eyes, right? And Luke did actually do that. Luke, in a moment of darkness, or in a moment of weakness, his own darkness and Kylo's darkness amalgamated into this thing that happens where Luke almost kills Ben. So now he has nobody in his family that thinks this kid's worth a damn, right? And he just loses it, completely destroys the Jedi Academy, and takes people with him. And I really like that. I think it's really cool. It works for me. Yeah, Knighthood. I would say from all the novelizations I've read and just the way that their dynamic was portrayed in The Force Awakens on the bridge in Starkiller Base, there's a lot of resentment towards Han Solo that's beyond just it's beyond, for me, just blind hatred. Kylo Ren's hurt and pissed off and trying to become some badass, and he can't, because he's never going to get over the fact that well, maybe I disagree, Knighthood. I think the film's pretty on the nose with giving us that information. At least to me, it seems like that. I mean, I took away all that stuff without ever reading ancillary content. Right when it came out of the Force Awakens, I was like, oh, this kid was like abandoned, and he's like a school shooter essentially, right? Like that's who Kylo Ren is. He's just a messed up kid. And it's interesting that the heroes of the original trilogy were part of turning him into who he is as Kylo Ren. I thought that was brilliant. Do I need to see everything laid out and explained for me in a movie? No, because then it wouldn't be a movie and I wouldn't get to imagine things. And sometimes what I get to imagine happened is way better than what I'm told did happen in canon. Oof, is Mace Windu a great Jedi? I would say no. I don't know. Great Jedi is so tough because I think if I'm thinking about a great Jedi, I automatically think of Qui-Gon Jinn. I feel like Qui-Gon Jinn was more level-headed and more in tune with what is called the Living Force, and he let the Force guide him in whatever way he thought was correct. You know, if he had to cheat with the dice, he'd do it. If he had to train a boy against the Council's request, he would do what he thought was right. To me, that's more of a gray zone. Mace he seemed like a super pissed off Jedi with a lot of power and a teetering towards the dark side. And probably because of the style of fighting that he used, where he had to sort of tap into that. So I'm not sure. It's not a great answer, but for me, the most grayest Jedi of them all would be Qui-Gon. Westminster, I would say 100% positive. 100%. We're gonna see Ben as a kid. And I think we'll all find that out on April 12th. In the trailer. Hopefully this video doesn't get demonetized. Or my channel gets shut down for saying that. Yeah, well, I think the Bendu represents that middle, right? He's like obviously the middle. And I think once that was introduced into canon through Rebels, I think that gave the complete opportunity for there to be Grey Jedi now, but I'm just not sure. I don't want to like say, yeah, of course this now we have Grey Jedi because of this. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Knighthood. So yeah, I guess, well, part of that could be a problem of the timing of the sequel trilogy, or of the sequel, right? It takes place like God knows how many hours after The Force Awakens ends. So it's really one big ass movie. So I think 9's going to be the payoff, I guess, in my mind. But I see what you're saying, man. I totally see what you're saying. Well, Wayfez, interesting you say that. I think that's what happened at the end of The Last Jedi when Rey closes the door on him. He very visually jerks his head once that door closes, right, for the Falcon. You know, he had this connection with her. They are now in like this perfect balance harmony of equal power, because you saw the lightsaber, you know, being completely drawn to both of them until it completely got ripped apart. So like right now they're both at same Jedi power level, or Force power level, but Kylo just lost his only friend, I guess you could say, that even relates to him. She got thrown away like trash. He was thrown away like trash. They have relentless powers in the Force. They have a super bad conflict on the inside, and Rey tries to hide it by being super kind to everybody and open and all that stuff, in my opinion. And Kylo Ren just throws temper tantrums. But I think Kylo Ren's gonna try, or maybe Rey's gonna try to just continue to bring him back, or he's gonna try to do something to get her back on his side, whatever that might mean. But I have a really strong inkling that at the end of 9, the two of them aren't going to be foes. I don't know what that means, but I feel completely 100% sure that that's going to be the way it ends. Like, they're not going to be at odds with each other anymore. I think there'll be like complete understanding. Hey, what's up, Abigail? Welcome to my stream that started out as a game and then completely collapsed because my Steam game crashed. Well, Knighthood, I would say what's happening to them. I mean, they were in a hut having a very intimate conversation that reminded me a lot of Padme and Anakin in the dim light in Attack of the Clones. You know, there was a lot of interesting lighting going on, and lighting tells a lot about the motion of the scene. Kylo Ren's usually basked in a bluish hue, and the first time he isn't is in the hut. He has a gold light over him. The first time he's sort of in the light, and he's with Rey, and she is trying to be there for him in that moment, and he just tells her, "You're not alone either." I just feel like oh, yeah, let's talk some Reylo. I just feel like they both connected in that moment way more deeply than we kind of thought. I mean, they physically touched through space and time. We've never seen that happen. That's intense. And when they did work together in harmony, we saw what can happen with the guards. And say what you want about the Praetorian guards. Are they silly? A blade disappeared? Sure, whatever. But it's Star Wars. In my opinion, I feel like that just demonstrated that they are going to be working together eventually in 9. This is just a little taster test, you know, it's a little teaser, appetizer of what's to come. And I always felt like that's where it was going because I believe they omitted a line in The Force Awakens when they're dueling Rey and Kylo, because Kylo was absolutely not interested in dueling Rey to kill her. He was testing her out to see what's going on. He's curious about her ability in the Force Awakens and wants to be her teacher. He's not trying to kill her, he wants to teach her. He doesn't like get into that lightsaber like holding pattern with her and go, "You want to die?" He goes, "I want to teach you." And you can also see his mouth going, "I don't want to kill you." But they cut that out, I think. But I think they left that in the book. I'm not sure. I mean, Knighthood, nobody even noticed that until it went viral, and I guarantee nobody would have ever noticed that if it didn't go viral. That's the funny thing. Everybody thinks something is like so obvious, but if it didn't go viral, I disagree. There's so many dumb stuff in the original trilogy, like duct tape on things and like completely ridiculous postures or people holding guns the wrong way. It just looks so dumb, but it's Star Wars. It's campy and it's fun. And to take it that literally serious would kill it. If we take Star Wars, like that quote on Twitter, it's like it's the epoch that changed the world. If you take it that seriously, you're never going to have fun enjoying Star Wars. Creating life at a yeah, that's what I figured too, TK. Isn't that the whole thing? Yeah, exactly, Amanda. I swear to God, he says, "I don't want to kill you." So hey guys, I'm probably gonna chat for like 10 more minutes, I think. So I think my wife's gonna go to sleep in a little bit. So I gotta be a little quiet. Yo, so didn't Plagueis teach Palpatine to manipulate midichlorians specifically to generate life? I think that's what was going on. I wish we saw something like that. Like, sure, we can surmise that that is how Anakin came to be. But at the end of the day, I kind of want to see some Sith alchemy stuff. I want to see some tampering with midichlorians. Like the dude carrying the ice cream maker in Cloud City. Yeah, exactly. There's just so many silly things. Anthea. I'll call you AG. I can never pronounce anybody's names. But yeah, there's like a lot of funky stuff, and like you even hear Mark Hamill and everybody talking about how funny and goofy it was to be with Alec Guinness on this, like sitting next to a guy dressed as a dog, and like everybody was like, "What is this?" Amanda, can I just oh nice, Anthea, nice. AG, can I just chat about all the things Adam Driver says under his breath? You know what's funny about that too? When he's in the helmet and that distorted voice in The Force Awakens, which I do kind of am pumped that he might have that back for a little bit in the beginning of Episode 9. I'm like really interested in that helmet being put back together with like that red, whatever the hell it is, that red Bondo. But Sith Bondo, is that what it is? It's Sith Bondo. Kylo Ren's using Sith Bondo. So yeah, I like that he like whispered through that vocal changer, that like detuner, because to get that whispery creepy voice, right, you have to be like, look how old you become, like he's whispering, and it's so amplified and distorted that it just sounds like a crazy growl. And I love it. Yeah, I don't know, his presence on screen is great. Adam Driver, he's such an eclectic actor that it's crazy that he's in Spider-Man, or Star Wars. I just saw Spider-Man because TK posted it. TK, did you see Into the Spider-Verse? That movie is so good. I just keep watching that over and over again. Yeah, Adam Driver has the only thing I've never watched of his, because I'm just not interested in the show, is Girls, but I've pretty much seen his entire film catalog. And one of my favorite films that he's in is Midnight Special. If you guys haven't seen Midnight Special, once I stop the stream, probably gonna stop in like 5 minutes. Go find Midnight Special somewhere on some streaming service. Hopefully it's free on Amazon, but if it's not, no, it could be somewhere else, maybe Hulu or Vudu, whatever the hell that app is called. And it's such a good film. It's like, it feels like it was plucked out of the 80s. It's filmed like a Steven Spielberg film, and it just is a great score, and Adam Driver kicks ass in it. He's like a lawyer kind of, trying to deal with some sort of like very metaphysical thing that's going on in the world with this kid, and this kid's eyes like glow. It's crazy. It feels like you're watching a Steven Spielberg movie that came out of nowhere, that was filmed now yet looks like it's the 80s. It's so good. So yeah, it's called Midnight Special. Definitely check that out. Oh, cool, Anthea. That's really cool. Yeah, he was just a regular old Joe. And then, oh shit, Yo, you never watched it, huh? Dude, you gotta toss that on. Yeah, he's in it. He's fantastic. But yeah, Adam Driver has a really interesting history. He was just a regular kid. I think he said he started a fight club, and he had a real fight club growing up, and he was a Marine after 9/11 because he felt like he needed to do something and serve and help out, which I think is really cool. Like, he's a dude that's done so many things, and now he's one of the best actors in the world. It's just insane. It's really cool. He's a talented man. Acting is so hard, and the amount of emotion he puts out, I don't see that in much people. I feel like the only other person that puts out that much emotion into a movie is like Casey Affleck, and I'm thinking of like Manchester by the Sea. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. And when he was cast as Kyle, like when I found out that he was going to be Kylo Ren behind that mask, I was so intrigued. I was like, this guy from Girls, how are they going to do this? Like, because I remember I've seen him in Girls, but I don't watch it. Like, I've seen a couple clips, and I was like, wow, he's like really loud and crazy. But then it works because he's like really unhinged as Kylo Ren. So like the clips that I did see from Girls, in like his look, very obviously in my head I was like, Kylo Ren kind of has that crooked Han Solo face. Could he be Han Solo? Or could he be like Han Solo's kid? And I remember that crossed my brain. I was like, that would be probably too easy or something. And then it happened, which was fine. I still liked it. But I kind of figured that's what was going on. And specifically because of how his face looked. Like when you look at him, there's a cover somewhere of him dressed up as Han Solo. Looks exactly like him. It's crazy. He has the Han Solo hair. Yeah, exactly. The nuance in his voice is perfect. I guess when they set up the... what did they do? Yeah, they set up the vocal changer in the studio so that he could interact with it in real time. And that allowed him to get like really, he said, really creepy performances for like when he was in the mask. Because again, he's trying to intimidate people because he is not intimidating. And to me, like, I feel like that's the point. It's okay. There's a whole bunch of AT-AT drivers out there, TK. Yeah, I've been married for a little over a year now. A year and a couple months. It's been crazy. It's been cool. We have a little baby. We have another one on the way. A little daughter. We're gonna name her Quinn. Dr. Quinn medicine lady. Or Star Wars Quinn galactic person. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Abigail. He's like literally, yeah, sure, he's using the dark side and he's tapping into it. And just like Lor San Tekka says, they were born of the dark side. You were not. So he did a lot of mass training at Juilliard. Oh, interesting. Is that a joke or real? Yeah, Westminster. So that's why I think J.J. Abrams chose him to look at. So they chose him physically. Like they're like, you look like this person you could be made by these two people. Yeah, Dr. Quinn medicine baby. Knighthood, I don't really see that. I mean, I've never seen Twilight. I'll never watch that. I've seen The Hunger Games, and I don't see any sort of narrative resemblance, personally. I think that's sort of just people trying to still conflate sci-fi with new Star Wars, which sort of falls apart, in my opinion. Oh, cool, he really did do that. But I think if what you mean by Twilight is if that like there's a little bit of romance or Kylo Ren is dressed in black, I don't know. I would say if anything, The Last Jedi is really close to a Harry Potter film, like a more darker Harry Potter movie. That would be a more appropriate analogy in my mind than a Twilight film. I mean, Twilight, I think from what I've seen, like they're a bunch of dudes in t-shirts that sparkle. I don't think I've seen that in The Last Jedi. Yeah, and the other thing too is like, I think people look at Reylo and they think like, you know, sure, there's a lot of Reylo art out there that shows a lot of physical interaction. Are we going to see that in the movie? I don't know, probably not. I don't know. I don't think so. Do a one-on-one Battlefront. I don't even, honestly, does he play games? I don't know. I've never seen gameplay on his channel. I actually, way long ago, before the channel of his took off to kind of being sort of just against the Disney Channel, I was subbed to him way long ago because, you know, it was just regular YouTube stuff, playing games, talking about games, opening up packages, whatever, talking about nerd shit. It was just a normal ass channel to me. But yeah, I did unsub after that like big diatribe about The Last Jedi. That was pretty much it. Remind me to tell you what happened when my brother first read 50 Shades of Grey to me. That's hilarious. Have you guys ever heard Will Ferrell and friends read 50 Shades of Grey? It's amazing. Yeah, Abigail, I have. Me and him had to squash some beef back in the day just because, like, I was poking the bear, he was poking the bear, and we were just escalating a little thing that was going on. And at the end of the day, I don't need my channel to be infiltrated by BS, nor do I want people in my channel to go over and harass him. At the end of the day, he's gonna do his thing, I'm gonna do mine. So we spoke offline, and I was just like, hey man, like, sorry, I shouldn't have said any bullshit or whatever. Like, I don't need to attack you. Hopefully you don't feel like attacking me, and or whatever. And we just squashed it and talked, and that was it. It was over. So yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes when you disagree with people, you still gotta agree to disagree and deal with it pretty amicably, because at the end of the day, we're both on this platform. Who knows, we might even run into each other someday, and I'd rather it be a normal meeting than a very hostile one. So that's where kind of my mind's at with that. And when we did talk offline, you know, he was a nice dude, so it was a little bizarre to me, but yeah. Yeah, he did have a little bit of beef, but with Star Wars Explained, but I think that got squashed. There's unfortunately, yeah, Abigail, there's unfortunately a lot of channels on YouTube. I think that their main service, if you want to call it that, is to kind of stoke anger. All the beef, man. I'm going vegetarian, dude. That's what my channel went vegetarian. The only beef I put out there now is my Bantha Poodoo stuff. I still I lose subs on those, which is like kind of funny to me, because I'm like, I only have like 900 subs. So it's like, that really offended you? It's just a joke. But you know, I have no control over what people like or don't like. Oh yeah, I saw that way, Fez. You know, I'm actually, I don't like all of Star Wars Only's content, but he's also a really nice dude. I think some, like, he makes some pretty good points every now and then about things that I didn't consider, about like narrative stuff, probably stuff that like Knighthood would probably say, yeah, I agree with that too. And I remember me and him talked once about some of the things that I had issues with. I had some issues with The Last Jedi myself, but nothing that like made me hate it, right? It was some joke stuff. So like, I remember just listening to some of his content and being like, okay, maybe I can understand where some of these other tubers are coming from. But to be honest, like, just like me, he's not interested in being toxic either. So that's not his goal. I can tell you that for sure. Star Wars Only is definitely not. He's not aiming to stir the pot. Knighthood, that's totally cool if you like Anakin more. I mean, I don't want to take away how you enjoy Star Wars at all, Knighthood. The way that you enjoy it is important. And for me to say how you enjoy Star Wars is incorrect is dumb on my behalf, right? So I'd say enjoy it however you want. If Anakin's great to you and the best, that's awesome. I like Anakin. Primarily, I like Anakin the most in Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars. And then after that, Darth Vader hands down wins the Anakin-ness. Like Darth Vader's Anakin is better to me than Jedi Anakin, you know? Even though when I grew up with the prequels, like, I still really love those films and I still like them now. But yeah, it wasn't really until Revenge of the Sith for me that I thought Anakin was pretty good, but still then the transition between Anakin losing his mind on Mustafar to being completely chill inside of a suit, it just kind of was strange to me. Like, I kind of wish that they let him, I think you might have said this, Knighthood, last stream, that they let him kind of go nuts a little more as he got into the suit, like really got freaked out. I would have loved that. And to be frank, I think the best, I'm going to be making a video on this soon, talking about the best ending in a Star Wars film, or the one that I consider the best. And I think some people are going to be surprised. I think the Darth Vader in the hallway scene is the best ending in a Star Wars film, even though I don't think Rogue One is the best Star Wars film by a long shot. I think it's right below the middle ground for me. The intro is just too much of a blunder for it to be too high in the rankings. But that scene with Darth Vader in the hallway is fucking perfect. It is demon-like. It evokes something that I'm not sure had been evoked since Empire. Like, because in Empire, Darth Vader is so demonic finally. He's a little bit goofy in A New Hope. You know, he's like a bumbling, not shiny guy. John H., yeah, dude, the hallway scene. Dude, all right. Obviously, I'm making this video, so hopefully people watch it after I talk about this. But I really think I got such shivers down my spine when the red saber ignited and it was just his silhouette against red, and then just the face of all those rebels, just like, what the heck is going on? Here, let me turn on this music a little tiny bit. But yeah, dude, it was so intense. He's just going down that hallway, just destroying everybody. I stood up in my seat when I watched the movie, like I was at a wrestling match, like a WWF match, just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't believe it. And like that when he does the gesture, when he just like does like the fist, and the guy just like flies up against the wall. Actually have chills right now talking about this. That's how good it is. TK, so what I'm talking about right now, TK, is going to be actually a full video coming out. My next full video is going to be the best ending scene in Star Wars. I don't know if that's going to be the title, but it's going to be about the Darth Vader scene in the hallway. Yeah, knighthood, I would say I'm with you. Like, a lot of Rogue One is clunky. But it looks amazing. Yeah, John H, go watch it now. Also, great icon. I haven't watched The Simpsons in so long. Wow, it's 9:50. Well, all right, guys. I probably need to sign off because it's almost 10. And I start my freelance gig tomorrow, so I got to get up at 6 a.m., which is fantastic. And I also got to work on an Eckhart video tonight for a little bit so I can get something out for him. And then, oh, Everin, what's up, dude? The game was good until it crashed. So I won't be streaming a game until I can assure myself that I can stream for a while until it crashes. No, don't leave. That's okay, you can leave. But yeah, so I'm gonna be heading out, everybody. Obviously Sunday I'll be here, 4 p.m. We will be doing a live stream again, and we'll be talking about Attack of the Clones. Maybe I'm going to Twisted Jedi. I'm probably gonna turn on his channel while I'm wrapping up some stuff and editing. Yeah, so I really appreciate you guys being patient with my stream. I'm really new to streaming. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out. It's so fun to do this. This is really becoming my favorite part of the channel. The interaction with you guys is so fun. And I wish the prequels weren't Bantha Poodoo. No, they weren't. I agree. I like the prequels. It's so hard to rank them, like I said. But anyways, we're going to be doing Sunday, 4 p.m., talking about Attack of the Clones. Guys, bring your thinking caps and questions, because I have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of Attack of the Clones. And if anything changes in terms of time, I might have to start the stream at 5 p.m., but most likely it still will be 4. And that's only because of the freelance stuff. So Sunday, 4 p.m. I will see you guys then. And for now, this is the AT-AT Chat signing off of a game stream that turned into a talk stream. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.